Hello and welcome back to Money Talks. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about CBDC. That's right, once again, I'm coming back with new information of how CBDC is most likely to unfold when it will be implemented. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button so you know when I'm going to upload a next video. So therefore, let's dive in. How is CBDC going to be implemented? Like I spoke in a previous video about CBDC, like everything else in life, CBDC, which is a digital currency, which if we think about it, we already have that through online bank, will unfold most probably as the online banking system has, only at a faster rate. Why at a faster rate? Because we are already used with the transition from cash to digital banking. So that bridge has been created already between cash and virtual cash. And now we'll have to think forward from the transition from the digital banking system that we have now in place towards the online currency, digital currency, CBDC. The difference between the previous digital banking system and the new digital currency which we will have is that those money will likely have an expiration date, meaning that if they're not used by a certain date, they will expire. So if you do not spend it on time, you will have to wait for the next time when you're gonna get a fresh new income on that account that you have. Nowadays, most people on the planet have a digital banking on their name. They either have a debit card or a credit card or both. So digital banking system is not new for us. It's something that we already trust and we already know. And we already know that when we work and our money is going to be paid there, we are trusting that we can also take a physical form, a proof of it, in a cash form. The CBDC also will at some point replace cash. Not initially. The Federal Federal Reserve System is saying that a CBDC digital form of currency will not replace cash, and that is their official statement, that cash will still be available. But as I said earlier in a previous video, the amount that we are able to withdraw daily from our bank accounts is being slowly but surely minimized every year. So if before we were able to withdraw, let's say, £500 from our bank, from the cash machine, now we would be able to withdraw, we are actually able to withdraw usually £300 from a cash machine. And if we want more, up to, what was it, 2,000 or 3,000 per personal and up to 5,000 per business, something like that. Information is not sure because it differs from each bank. So if you, for example, you do banking with Barclays or HSBC, it differs a lot. If you do banking with Lloyds or NatWest, also differs a lot. Or if we're going to speak about international banks as well, it also has a different cash limit. But as a general observation is that each year the cash withdrawal limit is decreasing, up to the point where we would trust the banking system so much that we won't need a physical form as a proof of their existence. So we won't need a physical form of cash to prove their existence. We already know the money is there, and we are able to spend it whenever we want, however we want. The fear is also that CBDC will have certain rules on what to spend it on and how to spend it on. And that only makes sense because cash also cannot be used to buy illegal items. But how about, and this is what people are fearing, that they won't be able to buy property with CBDC. We don't know that. These are just theories. We don't know what we can buy or what we cannot buy with this digital form of currency. What we do know about is that nothing is going to happen overnight. As everything else in life and every other change that has been implemented among people from the entire Earth population, is that every major change was implemented in time, because people need to process that and they need to trust, they need to do their own thinking if they trust this form of digital currency, if they don't. And nothing will happen overnight, so you do have time when you see it happening to make your decision, whatever that might be, whether this is something you will consider for yourself or whether this is something that will benefit you or not. It's up to you to decide. Of course, most of us like to have freedom and use our money and dispose of it however we like. To answer the question, how will that unfold, is most likely to be given as a form of free payments. That's right, free digital money, free currency to those who will not say no. Who are those people who will not say no? Well, simply put, people that are already counting on the government to pay their bills and to live day by day. People who are living on welfare are most likely to accept this form of currency, because nobody's going to say no to something that is already given for free. So, for example, if they want to implement CBDC from tomorrow, they would start to present it as it is, with its rules and fine print and all that. And people who will receive it first would be people who have no other option but to receive this form of free money monthly. Who would say no to free money? Even people with money won't be able to say no to free money. Governments will offer this. So this is just a scenario to be clear. It's nothing official, hasn't been presented, but this is a high probability that this will be the case. So continuing from that thought, banks will offer CBDC to people who won't be able to say no and are most likely to say no. Are most likely to say yes to implement this new form of digital banking. So people who are reluctant probably will stay behind and think about it and have a second thought, but then they will see so many people taking and accepting this form of digital currency, and they would feel like outsiders. They would feel like, hold on a second, am I a conspiracy theorist or something? Why don't I take it as well? Nothing will happen, and it's guaranteed from the government every month. So why would I have to break my back to work so many hours for a company that won't ever appreciate me, or a 9 to 5 or whatever that might be, when I can just simply reduce my hours of working and just receive those money as a gift from the government. And sure, I'll spend it on whatever is allowed, meaning things that won't produce as much carbon dioxide, and things that won't harm the planet, and things that won't be, dangerous, or fireworks and all that. Who knows what the rules would be, but this is just an assumption. And yes, first, the majority of people, as we know, are already struggling, and as the inflation goes up and up every year now, and at a very fast rate since the pandemic, everybody's struggling. Everybody, especially people who were struggling before the pandemic. So inflation has affected everybody, and meaning the majority will be on board with CBDC. Who will not be on board would be people who already have a safety net to fall on, who are already somehow stable in their life and won't be so attracted to every new thing that pops up. So they will be, hold on a second, let me do my thinking, let me see for myself if that's something I would consider or not. But as I said, they will soon be feeling as outsiders, and sooner or later everybody will join in this CBDC digital currency, and only a handful of people would be left without joining this digital currency offered by the government and by the banks for people. So this is how the CBDC is most likely to be implemented. As I said, this is just a scenario. It's nothing confirmed, nothing that you have to rely on as actual information. This is just a thought. This is just a way of thinking ahead of how things may unfold, and I do recommend that you do your own thinking on how things will unfold and what that would mean for you. On that note, I highly advise you to keep making money and stay on top of your finances. Until next time, have a lovely day.